And good morning. Welcome. Oh, sorry. It's Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick coming to you high atop the Eagle Building in beautiful downtown Goodland. Our show is being brought to you by Eklund's First Insurance, Northwest Tech, the insurance agency, Goodland's Sonic Drive-In, and Elliott's Home Furnishings. On my left, it's the Farmchick.
Good morning, Martin. I feel like that's how I need to talk.
It's Ace
music.
Reporter Farmchick. On my right, it's Jeff.
Good morning. That's all I have to say.
And a good morning to you.
Sorry.
You okay?
Good morning. Are you okay is the question. You sound like
I sound terrible.
like bad.
I kind of like when I have that kind of voice, right? You feel like you're like...
When it's over, when the cold's over, and you have that scratchy, but...
The cold is just not quite over yet. It's been going that long. Hopefully I'm not...
You don't sound that good.
That was terrible. It was the worst cold I've had in years.
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 Years and years.
Just in.
Spent the whole weekend.
Martin down with the cold.
Couldn't go outside or do anything, you know. It just felt horrible. Last weekend, that is. Thanks a lot.
I know. I had the same thing. I think it's going around everywhere.
Yeah.
I talked to my friend up in Nebraska, and he's got the same thing. His kids are actually quarantined to the house.
Really?
I think it's self-quarantine. I don't think it's the doctor.
Oh.
That's good, though.
Don't want to spread rumors.
That's good, though.
You're supposed to do that, yeah.
You're supposed to do that. That's why some people don't send your kids to school sick. It drives them crazy.
I know, but I like to go out when I'm sick, so I make everybody else.
Yeah, but school's a different environment.
I
I get the whole keeping kids at
You
home.
purposely want to go out and infect everybody?
Yeah,
Is that
make
what you're
everybody else
saying?
feel as miserable as I do. If I
Nice.
want to feel bad, everybody else feel bad.
He ought to be arrested, you know?
Hey,
So I don't...
That can
I don't know
happen.
how you could feel like doing that. I don't feel like
kidding. I'm just kidding.
when I got a cold, I just don't want to do anything.
I think I gave you
sleep.
the cold. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid like last week when I was sitting there hacking on you that I gave you the...
that's right. That happened a week ago on the show, didn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Well, I don't think you gave it to me.
Okay.
The wife had it just as bad.
Blame it on the wife.
Yeah.
Kathy. Way to go, Kathy, and infect everybody.
No,
Typhoid Kathy.
She stayed out of the public as as best she could.
Yeah.
So it was your fault.
It was my fault. Yep.
I did get to watch some great old movies though.
So Sunday, I texted you because I was watching The Glass Bottom Boat.
I couldn't believe that. We were watching the same movie.
And you all texted me in on that too, and I don't know what that movie is.
I had never seen it
So
either.
I
Boat?
just ignored you.
It was pretty goofy.
It's a Doris Day movie.
Yeah. All her.
Oh,
At some point in
Doris
time,
Day.
she's going to scream and someone's going to pick her up. That's in every Doris Day movie, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
She
about
kind
right.
of screams a little bit, oh, and then somebody throws her over her shoulder.
Yeah.
Their shoulder, and then carries her off.
Rock Hudson did it in a couple of movies.
Yeah.
And
This was Dick Martin, right? Ronan Martin slap in.
he was in it.
Yeah.
Like I said, just about every character actor from the 60s was in that movie.
It was funny. I mean, it really was kind of.
I Googled it.
Oh,
You
I
know.
did too. I Wikipedia'd it. Was
I Wikipedia'd it, yeah.
Wikipedia did it.
Did you read the line that said they intentionally put the Kravitzes in there because they were
Next door neighbors.
next door neighbors, the same two characters in the Bewitched
Right.
series.
Of course, I read it further, and Mrs. Kravitz died that year.
Yeah.
Mrs. Kravitz died.
Yeah, I knew that.
The CIA officer died that year. A bunch
Yeah,
of-
he drowned
in Peru.
in Peru. Yes.
Okay. Jeez.
It's like that.
Wake me up when
what
you guys are
Now, what
done.
commercial do you make fun of the chump
That's
for?
The chump.
Uh-huh.
That Amazon Christmas commercial where he's like, he knows everything before anybody else. He's like,
Well, actually-
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yes.
doing to my family about the glass on the bottom boat. That's Mr. and Mrs. Kravitz. Mrs. Kravitz died in '68.
Because we can't
Or
watch
66.
anything anymore without the chump researching the whole movie and telling us during the movie, did you know
Well,
that
I wait
that
till
guy...
I wait till after the movie.
no, he
but-
I do
doesn't
too,
during.
but I do it with every old movie I watch. I Google it.
You
and
must
get
be
the
busy.
facts. You do. I bet you $50 you didn't watch the next movie after that.
No, I wasn't watching Harvey.
Harvey. I was trying to watch it, but it was driving my wife nuts.
Yeah.
It's one of those fast-paced with those. Just I like that kind of stuff.
I know you do.
you-
So we probably wouldn't watch Glass Bottom Boat, except that it was the year we were born. It was made in '66. So my wife sat and watched it, and then we got to. I kind of like mid-century modern kind of stuff.
Yes.
So then I started checking out the furniture that was in the '60s house, and
Yeah, that was
that
a
kind
lot
of
of.
stuff.
You were right about a lot of things. A microwave oven with it looked like a microwave. I don't know
Yeah.
if it really was, but
well, no, he
And
could
then
cook a cake in 6 minutes or something like that because she burned it.
and The little robot.
The little robot vacuum cleaner.
So
came
it's
out
like
of
futuristic kind of thing.
Yeah.
the, well, no, he was a designer.
He worked for the CIA.
or space agency.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
So he developed a lot of things.
Okay.
it.
So
But the thing that really cracked us up was before you go into the computer room to make sure all the dust was off you, you had to stand on the shaker table and it shook the dust off you.
oh,
Not a vacuum
not
seal.
a blow it off.
No,
ya.
a blower or anything. No, it's just a shaker.
Well, I went and saw Rogue One, Star Wars.
No, there's.
So
you know,
talk about kind of same kind of
It
futuristic
is.
movies.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay, it was so good, and I was kind of like in
Really?
the
You
whole
thought it's good?
Well, the whole family wanted to go, and I thought I'm not going to be.
Did they
I'm not
clap?
going to let
Did everybody
them
clap
leave
at
me
the end of the
behind.
movie?
No, there were only like 6 of us there.
Well,
'Cause we
the
went
night
on
that
like
we
a
went,
Sunday night.
we went the night that Carrie Fisher passed away. Not because she passed away, but we went that night, and everybody
When she came out,
and everybody clapped at the end.
we were pretty. It was pretty. I knew it was coming
know.
eventually.
She came out.
Well,
She wasn't necessarily in that movie, though, right?
no, they
It was her character, Princess Leia.
as a young woman, because
Oh.
it's the movie right before the original Star Wars movie, right?
What's
The first Star Wars movie.
It's going
this
on
is a-
during the Star Wars movie.
It's a prequel, I thought.
I think it goes on. I think it's simultaneously going
Okay.
on.
Anyway, I loved it, and I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I loved it. So I watched that. You know, I've been on this Carrie Fisher thing and this Doris Day thing. So I watched the Debbie Reynolds.
Reynolds.
That's what I meant. I got confused. Anyway, we came out of the movie. This was last Wednesday night, 2 weeks ago. And did you guys see the lights coming down the way the sky was? There were like holes
Oh.
in the. I don't know. It looked like.
From
You know, have
the-
you ever been to Vegas and the Luxor has that big beam that shoots up into the clouds?
So it was snowing that night, and
It
you were
was
seeing the reflection
snowing
off
that
like
night.
the
Oh.
Van Gogh light,
Yes.
and the parking lights out at Walmart. You could see them
Yes.
forever. They were really tall.
So
I
from
mean,
all
light
the
was
way
really-
from the movie theater to my house, it looked like we were being invaded by aliens.
Oh, okay. I don't.
So I had my kids really. I'm like, that's weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. So anyway,
The only
yeah,
thing that would have
and
been weirder if you had a sinkhole on the way home.
I know.
You know,
truly,
that'd have really been.
that would have freaked me out. But it did. I've never seen. And even the chump said. I mean, the alien. You know, he said I've never really seen it that much. I mean, they were bright.
Right. They
Looked
were.
like someone was shooting flashlights from the sky down straight to the ground. Anyway, that was kind of
Or
cool.
Straight up.
Or straight up.
I mean, yeah. I see it from my house. I can see the lights of the Van Gogh all the time, and so I see it quite a bit. But
See, we never.
but I never saw the ones out at Walmart. You can see the lights out at Walmart. You can see the parking lot lights at Walmart. And, that kind
And
of
then
stuff.
from
It's
my
kinda cool.
house, it went all the way around to like the new lights out by the new police
Oh yeah.
station.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was kind of creepy.
It was creepy, but it's because there was snow in the
creepy.
air. That's
Yeah.
what was going
It
on.
was cold too.
And
It was
It was
foggy.
cold, and
That's why it was.
and we
happening.
just watched Rogue One, and
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher just died. It was a tough night for me.
It was a tough night for you, really.
I went and buried my head in the sand and said, "Sun will come out tomorrow."
Speaking of old movies,
Oh,
on my second sick day, I watched. Remember Love Story? It was probably at the time was one of the biggest grossing
Oh.
movies in the history of
love
movies.
doesn't mean having to say
It's
you're
not
sorry.
a very good
Yeah.
movie.
No, it's not. But
But it's very-
Ryan
Ryan, yeah,
and
Married Farrah
all-
Fawcett later.
and
Ali McGraw.
Ali McGraw.
Ali McGraw.
She's cute.
Yeah, she was cute. Yeah, it's a cute movie. You know, I remember it was.
Doesn't she
16,
die?
I was 16 years old when it came out. You know, probably had one of my first dates going to that movie, and it's very nostalgic.
Does
you
she
know?
die?
Yes, she does. I shouldn't have spoiled it for you.
Yeah.
No, I knew that. And there's a song, Nadia's
Oh,
theme.
There's music all the way through.
Is it
No.
Nadia's theme? For
No.
Lucky?
No.
It's
Boy,
weird.
I'm just having a
I can
lot
sing
of.
it for you.
I know.
How do I begin?
Nadia's theme is Young and the Restless
Okay.
Yeah. How do I begin?
to tell the story
Yeah.
of love that never ends.
But you know, love means never having to say,
Say you're sorry. I just
So when you
that
said
kind
that
of
first, I was thinking Love American Style. those old shows. That because then we got nostalgic about just old shows. Talking about Mrs. Kravitz and then
Yeah.
Bewitched and then I Dream of Jeannie and you know
That's-
we got nostalgic for all those kind of
I
things.
saw I Dream of Jeannie the other night, and they're terrible shows. I mean,
They are.
They're just and the one that's even worse is Green Acres. It hurts too much to watch it.
Oh, I,
can't
don't know.
understand-
I like Green Acres.
You know, I used to love watching those old shows, but
Yeah.
they're just
But they're
so
not.
dopey.
There's something kind of nostalgic about it anyway.
Andy Griffith is fantastic. It's totally different than the
Green Acres.
Then
The ones there in the
that there's
60s.
a producer that produced all those shows. You know,
Sidney Sheldon.
maybe Sidney Sheldon, Green Acres. There's
Genie.
Petticoat Junction,
Jeez, if only you knew something about this.
Beverly
I don't know if it's
Hillbillies.
Sidney Sheldon or not. It's something like that.
Well, he
Sheldon
did-
somebody.
he
Wasn't Sidney Sheldon the author
Uh-huh,
of
I
all
think
the
so.
novels?
I think so.
No, it was Sheldon. It was Sheldon.
Ike.
Sidney.
That's the guy I went to college with.
He did Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke's was a great series.
Oh yeah, because we watched that there night too. They had Dick Van Dyke in color.
Was it Donna from 90210's dad?
Yes. No.
That's
no.
the big producer.
No.
You
It
know
was,
who I'm talking about.
Aaron Spelling.
Aaron Spelling.
Yeah, it
That's
was
he was like Love Boat and
Dynasty
Fantasy Island.
And, yeah.
Anyway.
We digress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is another whole time period I'm nostalgic for. Okay. Kind of nostalgic for the mid 60s, kind of nostalgic for the late 70s.
Late 70s.
So
More
that
for
was
me.
good. That was good TV time too.
Yeah.
I watched another movie,
Oh, no.
Jeez.
Annie Hall. Talk about a classic,
Diane Keaton.
excellent movie. Annie Hall won Academy Awards.
Yeah.
1977. You talk about the 70s.
What do you
Okay, there's a time period in there, that
Yeah.
mid 70s, where a lot of great movies. Godfather.
I was just gonna say Godfather.
Jaws. Close Encounters.
Godfather,
Encounters.
you can't even
Star
like,
Wars.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare Godfather to anything. I mean, truly,
Yeah.
that's one of the best. Will sit down and watch
The whole
that,
trilogy.
the whole thing through
Yep.
to this day, and still think I know it so well, and still enjoy it. You
I still like
know?
the first one best. I still like the original Godfather. I mean,
Yeah.
the first story.
I love them all.
So
I love the early 70s movies because
The Entertainer.
the
Not the
Entertainer,
Entertainer.
the
The Sting. That's what I meant.
and
Yeah, The Entertainer was a song.
American Graffiti came out the summer of my high school graduation.
I know
So
you
I
guys.
could-
You guys
could totally
have
relate
you
to
guys
it,
have
you
a
know.
real thing for that American Graffiti.
Yeah,
that's
it
kind of
was
like
perfect.
Kind of like what
Like
was the fourth?
16 Candles and those.
No, the one with where they're all in the gym. They're all kept out of school.
Not Pretty
Oh,
Pink.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
Right.
see, that's your high
Breakfast
school
Club.
movie.
Breakfast Club, 16
is theirs.
Candles,
American
Graffiti.
Pretty in Pink. Those
Yeah,
what was
16
his- what
Candles.
was
I
his
like
name?
I like 16 Candles.
that did all those movies. Boy,
John
we should
Hughes.
really prepare ourselves.
John
John Hughes.
Hughes.
Thank you. Oh, knowledge.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Wikipedia.
Well, because to bring this all full circle, Grandpa in Breakfast Club was the general in Glass Bottom Boat.
There's no
Oh.
grandpa in Breakfast Club.
Not Breakfast Club. 16
I was
Candles.
going to say. There's
Sorry,
no grandpa.
16 Candles.
Okay.
The creepy general that was chasing after Doris Day,
Uh-huh.
just like everybody else in the
He's
movie.
Grandpa in yeah.
Yeah,
16
I
Candles.
googled him
Okay.
too. He was a classic character actor from the 60s and 70s. And
Where's Grandpa's car?
Jake Ryan from 16 Candles. Saul,
That was his only movie he's
drop
in.
the mic on that. No, he's not. He was in, because his name's Michael Schauffling, and he was in something else, and I'm trying to
Oh,
think what
way
it
to go,
was.
Google.
But I'm not prepared.
That's funny.
well, we should shift. There's a topic that Farmchick wanted to discuss
The
today.
car.
I just am a little,
Self-driving
I'm a little
cars.
freaked out by it.
Okay, let me just tell you. Since
Can't
2001,
decide where I stand, though.
I've had a self-driving tractor.
I understand that. But there's nobody in your field that going 95 miles per hour
Pass
next
me.
to you, passing you.
That's true.
So I'm a little freaked out by this whole self-driving car thing, because now they're saying I was watching a morning show. I can't remember which morning show it was. There was CBS or NBC. But anyway, that in like 10, 15 years in some of these bigger cities, that's what cabs will be. Like Uber will be completely self-driving. I think they're already trying it in San Francisco.
Yeah,
And they've kinda shut it
stopped,
down.
Right, but
And that eventually in my lifetime, car
not necessarily
ownership.
yours.
Not necessarily mine.
I was looking at you when I said
Well,
that.
thanks a lot. You're not
Car-
that far from me, anyway.
Car ownership could become a thing of the past. Like we won't own cars. We'll just say into our handheld device here, I need to ride to Walmart, and boom. We'll just walk out the front door of our house, and a self-driving car
and boom,
will
you get hit by a
pick us
self-driving
up.
car.
Yeah, and boom, you're dead.
Right?
Okay,
yeah.
I can't get it out of my head. Like that's the future, and it's not that far away.
You know what? I think it's one of those deals where it'll come to you so gradually
It'll
that
be just like these phones. We
Yeah.
could have never imagined that.
you'll never say, "What do you mean I don't have to have a phone on the wall?"
I
with a
watched,
cord?"
I watched a Steve Jobs documentary, and he's like, someday I want everybody to have their own personal computer in their pocket. And everybody's like, you're crazy.
Right.
And here we are.
And it came and
We didn't even know it.
and we adopted it so easily.
Did you know the iPhone's 10 years old this week?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
Actually.
So I don't want to be the person who says no. I want to be welcoming and grow with technology and grow with the world.
You will. It'll be so gradual.
But I also like. Here's my other problem. I also like owning a car. I like driving a car.
I like driving. That's what I'm trying to get to that point.
Sorry.
What if we, in 10, 20 years, I might, and might be the kind of person that needs to be driven around more than I need to be driving. So that's okay with me. But for now, I want to drive.
I think it'll be both ways. I think it'll go both ways.
But then they said in a lot of cities, teenagers aren't getting their license, because they just.
Okay, it took a long time for my teenager to get his driver's license, which just floored me.
But they're saying now, why have them get their license if we're going to have these self-driving automobiles?
Because I remember, nice flashback.
Yeah, 16 candle.
See, that's dangerous. I think teenagers should be taught how to drive and drive correctly from now until the end of time in case there is still physical driving going on.
But they're saying there won't be any need for it.
I'll tell you what, okay, just about teenagers, right? Does your teenagers keep their checkbook?
No.
Or no, they
don't even use a checkbook. They use a debit card.
Right. So I have no idea how to do accounting, basic accounting, or why would you even need to know how to do it?
Yep.
Why do you need to how to reconcile your bank statement?
And you really don't, because it's all online.
I know, but I mean.
But there's a perfect example of our old person brains going, well, you need to know how to do that.
Right.
And my kid's saying, no, I don't. Mm-mm. And you're going, well, yes, you do.
How much money is your account?
And really,
I pulled it up online.
Yeah, really, they don't. They have an app. Mm-hmm. They look at their app. Oh, those checks cleared. Okay, I'm done.
Right. Or I don't even have that check. I just have a debit card.
Yep. So I don't want to be that person who's like,
once
you have to learn to drive. No, I don't.
At some point in time, I found this to be true in life. You really need to know how to make the float work, where you can write the check one day and not get the money in the account until the next day, right? sometimes the float has to work for you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And we're getting to a point in time where you can't do that anymore, and that doesn't make life nearly as much fun.
I thought that the float went away. I mean,
what kind of
did? Do a radio show with one of the local banks here, and we talked about that. This was 5-10 years ago. They said, okay, the float's going away.
Oh, I know. The float has gone away for the most part, but still there is a deal about being able to hand you a check and not knowing that you cannot get to the bank
right
till tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But now it's just direct deposits. And
right.
So anyway, this self-driving car thing, I'm a little disturbed, but I'm going to be okay. But I want to drive. So I don't know where I'm at on that.
Just as long as they don't take away our freedom to drive.
Well, no, they won't. It won't. And here's the other thing.
Pry my cold dead hands off my cold dead steering wheel.
Police, how will they be? That's the other thing, because now they have. Do you know this? They have ambulance drones. Have you seen that? Google that. They're like,
they come pick you up.
They're like, so like in traffic situations when it's hard to get to they come out and they're like just big enough for one nurse, technician, what are they called? Paramedic. Thank you. It's on the tip of my tongue. One paramedic and wheelie thing.
A doily.
A dolly.
A dolly.
No.
I know. A gurney.
Gurney.
Okay.
Wow.
Or whatever. Or wheelie thing.
Wheelie thing.
I like the idea of the dolly. Just like prop you up.
Yeah. So the guy gets out of the drone, lands right in the middle of the traffic thing, dollies you up, hooks you up,
winches you up,
takes you to the hospital. No traffic, no waiting, no.
Until the drone hits the other drone.
I'm just saying, it's on the horizon. I don't mean to freak anybody out.
Well, here's the other thing. Did you watch 60 Minutes the other night, where they had they had like all these little drones, or maybe 8 inches.
I missed that one. I watched the first story, but I didn't get to see it.
And they just threw 100 of them up in the air, and they all flew around to figure out where each other was at.
I saw that. That was kind of creepy.
That was
buzzing around like, zzz,
I think there's part of the. But anyway, that's.
But Daniel over here is pumped.
I'm just saying.
Because that's what he's in.
So this is what I tell my boys all the time. That little drone thing was supposed to be an experimental government thing, right? And they had 60 minutes there to film it. Okay, I've said all along, and I think this is true about the cell phones and everything else. Anything that they let us know is old technology. So when Steve Jobs came out with his iPhone, he was already 10 years ahead of us or 20 years ahead of us, where things are actually going to be
that's
at.
probably true.
And that's why I think about when the federal government lets, and this isn't a government conspiracy deal at all, when they will allow their satellites to be used to control drones and control my tractor and that kind of stuff, because that is military technology that they release to the general public.
They're already past that.
What are they doing?
Way past.
That's right. So if you're paranoid about the government taking pictures of you, trust me, they're taking pictures of you.
already
We're doing
Right.
it 10 years ago.
Right. And
Or looking at what you search on your phone, or looking at, and we've had this conversation before. Is that a good thing? Does that protect us? Maybe in the long run
probably,
it does.
I mean,
Yeah.
but also, I was also I don't like Big Brother. I don't know everything I'm doing either. As long as they don't use it, I don't care if they know it. I just don't want them using it against me.
Right. And how does that? Yeah.
You know-
And full circle to our to our world today.
Right. Really. Well, no, I'm just saying like
Oops.
I don't mind having some of that technology that like will tell you that they have technology now where you can plug it into your car and it'll tell whether or not your son is speeding. Right. Okay, I don't mind me having that information. I don't want the state having that information to send me a ticket for doing 85 down the interstate because they got a report from it. I want their trooper to have to come out and prove me guilty, not my technology proving me guilty.
Right.
Does that make sense? Not
Yes,
It
yes.
does.
You're talking about freedom, and
But it just
too
comes
much-
down to
too many things.
Yeah.
But think about the future.
regulation, I think.
The movie. You remember when? The
That
DeLorean. The DeLorean.
Yeah.
Oh, Back to the
Back to
Future.
the Future 3 came out, and the
3.
way the future, he went in 25 years into the future, 30 years, whatever it was, flying cars and all this. So 30 years. Last year, the 15th, was 25 years or whatever.
No, it was actually the 16th.
The 16th, whenever. And there's nothing in that movie that's.
Yes,
well,
there
was a
is.
few things.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Cubs in the World Series.
Cubs win the World
Okay,
Series.
that comes with.
And the hoverboards. He was on a skateboard that kind of zinged along. Well, they're comparing that to like hoverboards.
And the self-tying shoes.
Well, those are easy things. Those were easy things.
So
to do.
don't
We're
say
talking
no.
about the flying cars, and there
Right.
wasn't even any self-driving cars in that movie. I don't
Right.
believe.
No, they had to fly. You had to fly it yourself.
But
I'm just saying.
Jaws 27 came out. You remember that?
Right, yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Time travel's
Rocky.
right around the corner, and I'm going back to 1987.
I got my sights
I
set
am.
on you.
I am. I'm going back, and
And
I'm
we're-
going to relive
and we're
maybe my last 3 months of high school.
And
That'd be fun.
What are you going to tell that girl?
I am going to say you're doing it all wrong.
Really?
You're going to say
I'm gonna
you got
say,
to get into espressos.
Stop it.
Stop
I
it.
was in
Stop it.
espressos.
You're going to say, lose the perm.
Say, oh, I didn't need a perm. My hair was naturally out of control.
That was natural?
Oh, hello.
Seriously?
Yes, I'm going to invent mousse and be rich.
Really? Yeah.
I'm going to tell that girl, stop.
Them lavender
Stop.
glasses ain't cutting it.
Yeah, no.
You're gonna
I'm
regret
say
this.
one shirt is enough. You really don't have to layer on 3.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of, you're describing Peggy Sue got married. You know,
That's a good movie,
She
too.
went back and she tried to convince her boyfriend to sing Beatles songs and become
Right.
famous before the Beatles. Stuff like that. So
Time travel. Let's talk about that next show. That's a whole other
I love-
conversation.
I love time
There's
travel.
so many books and movies I've read about time travel. I love that topic
And
because it
then
kind of freaks me
and you
out.
mess up the space-time continuum if you like touch
Yeah,
anything.
you can't. You can't mess with things like
Like don't get a speck out of the don't.
you can't
No,
because
don't
if
move
that
anything.
person turns at that intersection and meets that person, I don't survive.
Right. I'm not here.
I'm not here. Seriously. Okay, now I'm getting all worked up.
Yeah.
Let's go an hour show.
No.
Oh,
So there are things about future that you're excited about, time travel,
I'm all.
but
you know
not
what?
so excited about self-driving cars.
Right.
Actual travel.
But I believe what you said. I agree with. It will be fine when it comes. It's
Yes.
just the prospect of the future.
Right.
But we can't be afraid of the future. I mean, come on, we can't be afraid of the future. It's just hard to imagine these things.
It is.
but-
Well, and how fast everything's going to come. I'm back to that deal. How fast everything changes, and we don't even realize it's how fast.
But
it's
here's the
changing.
thing: we have to be willing. Here's my soapbox for a second to change with the times. I'm speaking
What?
to myself. But there are people who say no, we're not
That's-
going to change. We've always done it this way, and we're not going to We're
That's
not going to do
always
it.
been the case.
We have to do it. We have to be willing to embrace technology, because the world is. So we have to be willing to.
From the beginning of time. That's
Yeah.
the way it's been.
Yeah. There's this cartoon I saw. Everyone's all the whole thing about kids with their faces in the phones. And believe me, I have 3 of them. Where it's like they're
actually
looking
have
down
5 of
and
them.
and they 5 of us, and they can't get their face out of their phone. Have you seen that clip of a group of people back in the 1800s, and they all have their newspapers,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're not talking to anybody,
Right.
because they're all reading newspapers and they're not talking to anybody in
that's
their
true.
train stations. I mean, we have to just settle
Because
down and relax.
Right, because we all do it.
Yeah,
Right.
we all do it.
It's easy to make fun
It
of our
used to be that our kids were the ones doing it, but now we all do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a picture from Christmas a year ago or 2 years ago of everybody sitting on the sofa,
Oh, that'd
looking
be a
at the
great
phone,
picture. That's what
Somebody-
you should have sent out.
Yeah.
One of us with our phone took that picture of everybody on their phones.
Yeah, that would be
know.
good.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is, and you try to.
I'm thinking that'd be a great Christmas picture for next year,
Yeah, there you go.
or a good New Year's.
There you go.
New Year's card for somebody.
Yeah. There-
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of the future,
Happy New Year's. Hope we see you on Facebook.
yeah, yeah. See you on Facebook.
As everybody's got the
Which- I
Speaking
didn't
of
even
future,
get. I'm just saying the Cowboys and Cowgirls play in Ulysses Friday night. And the wrestlers go to Oberlin on Saturday. So I wanted to. I sometimes forget to mention those
Right.
wrestlers, but they're doing
They go to
they're doing
Oberlin.
their thing too. Yep, I think JV goes to Hayes, but varsity goes to Oberlin. So the Cowboys and Cowgirls are knee deep in it, and Tech College too.
Tech
so
College. Lady Mavericks won again last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're doing really well. So.
really doing good.
Those are fun games to go watch. If you have any interest in basketball at all, I mean, they are
Yeah.
they are great games to watch.
I had full intention of going last Saturday,
But
but
you didn't want to make everybody sick.
I didn't. I was too sick to even want to go make everybody sick. That's pretty sick.
You were too sick for revenge.
Right.
Nice.
So
Nice to hear
anyway,
that.
so we're out of time already, believe
All
it or
right.
not.
We're in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is my news music not playing?
I don't know. The Action News reporter isn't coming on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you got any songs you can sing a song for us?
I
Yeah.
can't.
No.
There we go.
It's June.
Hey guys, thanks for coming in, and hopefully I won't have this accent next time we get together. For Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick, coming to you high atop the Eagle Building in beautiful downtown Goodland, on Eagle Cable Channel 10, KLOE AM Radio, and World Wide Web from our Facebook page, Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick. Our show's brought to you by Elliott's Home Furnishings, Northwest Tech, The Insurance Agency, Goodland Sonic Drive-In, and Eklund's First Insurance. See you next week.